So, I'm really dumb, and I made a big oopsie. Hi. Why did I point? I don't know. Anyway, welcome back to another episode of Zyger tries to make a game and fails. Yay. So, I made many mistakes in this video. This is just a little prior thing so you guys are aware of it. But anyway, what am I doing today? Well, let me tell you that. You guys know that old game called The Impossible Game? You know, thousands of YouTube videos were made on it and all. I mean, I never passed it because I'm just bad. Yeah, that game. Well, you also probably know Geometry Dash, which I can't speak once again, which was a different version of it, made later, and it just looked a lot better. And anyway, well, I was playing that yesterday, and I thought I could make that, and then I realized that I made a mistake doing that. Why did I make a mistake, you may ask? Well, because it's 32 degrees today. Well, I guess it was because it's nearly the end of the day, and I spent all day inside instead of outside. So, what is my life? I feel like I ask this every single video, because I still don't know. I began by making a new project called The Impossible Game, in which I dropped 2 squares to act as the ground and 1 as the player. That's some big brain moment right there. I applied a rigid body and a collider to the player, and a collider to the platform. This allows us to have gravity. From there I made a simple little script that I attached to the player. This script holds 2 variables, a speed variable and a jump force variable. Because in the Impossible Game the player moves by himself, I just applied the speed variable to the rigid body's velocity. Whereas for the jump, I made a detection system that checks if space or the mouse button has been pressed, and then applies the value to the rigid body. With that we have a simple little movement system. At this point, the player moves, but it gets to a point where we can't see him anymore, so I needed to make the camera follow the player. Normally I would make a LURP system for the camera, but because this is a simple little game, I just made a little script that follows the player based on an offset. I then made a detection system to ensure that the player is grounded before jumping. This ensures that you can't constantly jump higher and higher. I also made a few triangles to act as obstacles. I gave them a tag and detected their collision with the player. So now if the player collides with an obstacle, they will be sent back to the start. At this point, I also made a simple canvas to display the amount of attempts that the player has gotten. I also made a few extra obstacles as just square blocks. To make the levels actually work, I made a block to act as the finish line. Once the player collides with this, a little canvas menu will open up which displays all their stats. This allows the player to go back to the main menu, which doesn't exist yet. So then I created a simple little main menu that the player starts in. With the main mechanics done in the game, it's time to beautify the game. To accomplish this, I made some particles here and there to give more game feel. I also applied post-processing to the whole game. And to make it more interesting, I randomized the hue variable on the color adjustment settings to make it a different color every time you die or launch the game. This makes the game more interesting and it makes it more beautiful. After doing all of that, I thought it was now time to make the levels. But instead, I made a level selection page where the player can choose what level they play. Duh! I used a scroll view to display the levels in a nice way and made a script to illustrate which one has been selected. I then hooked them up to different levels, but I realised then that I want the game to save the player's progress, so I needed a way to save what levels have been completed. So I made a 2D array that holds the level ID, level scene, and whether it's been completed. This value will change depending on whether the level has been completed or not. After doing this, it was time to save the array, but Unity doesn't have a way to save arrays, so instead I used an add-on called PlayerPrefsX that allows me to do more with PlayerPrefs. With this, I had to convert my 2D array to a normal array and save it through a loop system, which I had quite a few issues with, but I managed to make it work. I also made a little bar that would display whether the level has been completed or not. Originally, I was planning on making a % bar display the percentage of the level that has been completed, but I ran out of time and couldn't really do that. Either way, we now have a level selection system working. Great. So, with pretty much everything finished, it was time to make some levels. And I'm not gonna lie, this was really painstaking. First of all, I had to make them like impossible, or I guess hard. And I'm not the person to judge whether a level is difficult, because I find literally every single thing difficult and I'm terrible at Geometry Dash, so even the simplest jumps are really difficult for me. Therefore, if you're playing this game and you're finding it easy, I apologise, but for me personally, it's hard, I'm not gonna lie. And then after creating them, or I guess during the creation of that, I had to go ahead and test everything, which was even more painstaking because once again I am bad at the game. Now this took longer than I actually thought, and I was playing these levels for at least 2 hours of this 24-hour challenge. I also had some issues of thinking of unique levels, so I only ended up creating 4. With some little time left though, I added music to every level. I then made a mistake of not restarting the music when you die, which is what happens in Geometry Dash. When you die, the music restarts. Yeah, well, I didn't do that, so it kind of seems a little bit off when you're playing it, but it doesn't matter because I'm genuinely full of mistakes in this whole video, so I'm just leaving it in. And that was basically the whole game done. I added the music, I made the levels, and it's finished, finally. I just had like 20 minutes where I fixed a bug, because I got a bug at the end, because obviously it's me, I'm always gonna get a bug. Anyway, the game is finished and it's absolutely terrible, but I hope you enjoy it. So, if you're wondering why I look like this, it's because I just woke up. It's 11:44. It's 11:44, I don't know if you can see that. And I just took a shower, so I look like this. Anyway, I realised that I'm literally more dumb than I already thought I was. Because, you know when people normally start this 24-hour challenge, right? They will show you their phone, their clock, or their monitor screen to show you, you know, at what time I started this challenge. Well, I didn't do that. I didn't actually record my screen or anything, so I can't actually tell what time I started this challenge. Now, I know I started it yesterday, but I did figure out a way to figure out... That was a bit weird. I did figure out a way to figure out what time I started this challenge at, and it's pretty smart if you don't tell me. So, let me show you. Alright, so I'm on my PC, and I've got Unity open, right? Now this is the game that we're working on, the impossible game. Well, basically, you can press these 3 little dots, and you can press Show and Explorer, right? Pretty simple. And then this opens up. So this is it here, and if I right-click it, go into Properties, I can see, okay, the freaking date it was created. 24th of June, 2020, at 5:39:40. So, I've got till 5:39 today to create this. And I kind of fucked up already because it's already 12 o'clock. Great, let's carry on now. So, I came in here because I figured, you know, I'd shoot one of those shoots because I've seen loads of YouTubers, like, make these camera angles and just speak in their cars. But the thing is, I don't own a car. Like, I'm sat in this car and it's not mine, and I should probably leave before the police comes here. Alright. Yikes. This isn't my car. What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? The door just nearly closed on me. There's a lady. Okay, so there's a lady there, and she can probably see me, and she's probably like, what the fuck am I doing right now? I don't know. Okay guys, so I've just finished working on this game, and just to show you real quick, here is the current time. Let me focus on that, come on. 5:32, and I had till 5:39, I believe. So, just finished in time. I just built the game, and if you don't believe me that it's 5:32, I know the screen's not focused, have a look at that, 5:32. I have just finished the game. Pretty awesome. So yeah. Okay guys, so I know this video was a little bit of a mess, but either way, I hope you enjoyed this. There will be a link to this game in the description below if you want to go ahead and test it out for yourself. I personally haven't completed all levels. Well, technically I did when testing this game, I did complete them, but I haven't actually completed it from launching the game officially. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, make sure to leave a like, comment down below for any suggestions for future videos, or if you want to tell me something, I will be replying to you guys. And subscribe if you're new, because I would really appreciate that. And I just want to thank you guys for the support. I really appreciate all of you. Have a nice day. I'm gonna lie, I looked really stupid because there was a person there and they were like, what the fuck am I doing in that car? Yeah, well, I'm out now. I can't speak. I can't speak once again. Which... God, it's not even...